over the weekend, Disney had another thing that they do where they bring out and talk about a lot of stuff happening in the theme parks as well that connects to the different movies. And at the SXSW, new details for the Mando and Grogu's Millennium Falcon mission was revealed. And this was the concept art that they were giving. So if you notice in this art, they've got the Razor Crest back, which was apparently blown up in season 2? They've got the Millennium Falcon with the wrong satellite dish. And they also have Cloud City. So apparently this is all going to be put together in the ride. Well, they had good old Jon Favreau out there talking about it. And
this is at South by Southwest, by the way, just so everyone knows. That's where this presentation occurred. That's what SXSW stands for.
Thank you. It says during the panel of the future of the world building at Disney, the Mandalorian creator and Disney legend is what they call him, Jon Favreau, was joined on stage by Imagineers talking about what's coming to Batuu. So this is where it gets interesting. So they're saying there's going to be a new Smuggler's Run adaptation for the ride. So it says right here, working alongside the Mandalorian team, the Imagineers captured scenes for the attraction on the movie set. And you might see some familiar and beloved Star Wars location aboard the Millennium Falcon. Care to take a trip to Cloud City, anyone? Then Jon Favreau says this isn't going to retell what happens in the movie. It's more like participating in something that happens just off camera from what you see in the film. He explained. It's basically, it's not rehashing, the film, but they're taking stills from the movie to put into the ride. So this is where my theory comes in that they're going to add Han, Luke, or Leia into the Mando and Grogu film, because who the heck is piloting the Millennium Falcon? Also, for all those people, I'm sure by now know that the sequel trilogy isn't getting retconned. As you can see here, one of the pictures is the broken up Death Star from Return of the Jedi. They also talk about these droids that, what are they called? The BDX droids that will also be in the film, that was also in The Rise of Skywalker. Jon Favreau goes, yeah, you saw these droids in The Rise of Skywalker. They will now be in the Mando and Grogu film, and you could also visit them at the Disney parks. So they're trying to pull everything together.
And obviously those BD droids became very popular in the Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor games. That's Cal Kestis' little droid that he's got on his back, BD-1. I know a lot of girls go crazy over those little droids. So just more cuteness, I guess, to add for feminine Disney Star Wars. I guess you have that with the little BD droid.
I think so. Just so you can get a clearer picture. So yeah, There's the Falcon, there's the Razor Crest, there's Cloud City. If all that's going to be in the film and they're incorporating it in the ride, because they're not opening the ride until the film is released. They're doing it the same day because of spoilers or something along those lines. So there's a reason why they're not just plugging this into the ride today to hype up the movie, is because of spoilers for the film. So the exact same day that the movie opens, the ride is going to open as well, where you could pilot the Falcon and help the Mandalorian and Grogu do something on Cloud City. Again, this is the picture here of the Death Star that was supposed to be, exploded into nothingness. But I guess now
over there, huh?
Yeah, well, it's something that you've been saying for a long time, that all roads lead to the sequel trilogy, and they're not batting away from it. They're trying to make it all make sense. Maybe this film is going to tie in a lot of loose ends to make it more relevant. I don't know. Who knows what they're going to do? But yeah, so that's the Death Star. Obviously, it just broke into pieces, and then I guess it falls into that planet. That's where Rey finds it in The Rise of Skywalker. And of course, they can't get away. I'm assuming that's Tatooine, but shoot, man, that could be Jakku if all I know. So they're adding all that to the ride. Now, these were concept pictures taken from the movie. So the assumption is that the Falcon will be in the movie somehow, either maybe a flashback scene or something. I don't know. So
I want to clear something up. I don't think these are concept scenes for the movie. I think these are concept scenes that were developed for the ride. but they went on set to get inspiration.
Correct.
Right. So these are specifically for the ride. They're not for the movie. However, what they said was they were able to, take things that happen on set to get inspiration. They understood what the story was going to be, blah, blah, blah. A few things for me, I guess. I have been very adamant that I think at some point in time, we are going to get a de-aged, not recast, but simply de-aged bullshit Han, Luke, and Leia. My guess was it was going to be in the Dave Filoni movie, the big culmination that they're supposed to be doing. I wouldn't put it past them to have them appear in Mando and Grogu. However, and this is something I pointed out to you earlier, the Smuggler's Run ride, when you like normally do it, the pilot and everybody, the crew, everybody, it's you, right?
Correct.
You're taking the Falcon out and helping the Resistance do something. I wouldn't put it past
go
them
find coaxium.
Right. So I wouldn't put it past them for this one. You're in the Falcon. You happen to be going out to help Mando. It doesn't necessarily mean that the Millennium Falcon with Han, Luke, and Leia is suddenly going to appear in the movie, or that that's what's supposed to happen. I don't even understand what the Razor's Crest is doing there. But maybe he gets a new ship in the film. Maybe we see that happen. He ditches his Naboo starfighter and gets a new Razor's Crest. I don't fucking know. But I would just say, just because they're going to try to show something alongside of what happens in the movie doesn't necessarily mean that the Falcon's even going to be in it, but possibly it could be.
Man, that's what I think. I think they're going all in. They already put Luke in season 2. I don't see why they wouldn't try to bring up the others, and they're just tying this all in. There's just too much, in my opinion, that's tying this all together, that they're going to have the Luke, Han, and Leia. Leia could buzz in from some communication thing. Who knows? That's how they do that one. But it's very interesting. Hey, maybe it's Lando. Maybe they gave Lando the Falcon with Chewbacca. He's like, hey, I need some help, to take over Cloud City. Maybe you could pilot the Falcon and rescue me. I don't know. But I wouldn't put it past him. Anyway, I'm still standing on it. They're bringing back the original trilogy in this movie. I could be dead wrong, but I haven't been yet.
You've never been wrong ever?
Not when it comes to Mandalorian.
Okay.
That's the only thing. For me, it just answers a lot of, it solidifies a lot of answers that a lot of people have been asking. Like, will they ever retcon the sequel trilogy? Absolutely not. It's just going to be a part of their lore forever.
I don't like, for anybody that seriously thought that they were going to do that, or remember, it's almost like 5 years ago. So it's, hard to remember back that far, when people were adamant that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni were retconning the sequel trilogy with The Mandalorian and all this stuff. It was all bullshit. It was always bullshit. It was never going to happen. And from the very first couple episodes of Mandalorian, they're working to tie into the sequels, not to retcon them. So it's just stupid. And I don't know how anybody couldn't see that, but hope is a crazy drug.
That is true. They got to get they got to figure out somehow to get people in the seats. I don't know if the nostalgia bug works anymore when it comes to Star Wars. They've used it up so much, but the last thing they need is another disaster on their hands, which is, did you see like the article that it was like Deadline or something with all the charts on how Disney has finally admitted that they lost money on all these films, that they went over budget on all of these projects, that they said, because like I guess the UK tax numbers like came out from the different series and the movies and how much over budget they went. So they actually did like lose a lot of money. You would think I would have that ready to go, but
those are out there. Those have been out there for a while, because those were filmed those came out in 2015, 2017, 2019. And obviously Force Awakens was very expensive, also hit $2 billion. Last Jedi, very expensive, 1.7. Rise of Skywalker lost a fuck ton of money for them, though, because despite it barely cracking $1 billion, it cost a lot of money.